Hey guys, it's Jen. Here we are for my 39-week update with baby number 3. Still pregnant at 39 weeks. Today I'm actually 39 weeks, 2 days pregnant. I hadn't had a chance to do the video yet, and I had a midwife appointment yesterday. So yeah, baby is the size of a baby. Pretty much the size that he'll be when he's born. I've never made it to 39 weeks before, so it's kind of a new thing for me to even be making a 39-week vlog. I haven't made it past 38 weeks, 4 days with my other two. So, yes, I actually thought he was going to be here over the weekend, but that didn't happen. I guess he's just sitting comfy in there. So for symptoms from this past week, nothing really new from last week. Peeing all the time. I'm not sleeping well. I'm just uncomfortable and have contractions at nighttime and getting up to pee, and it's just, yeah, so not sleeping well. My body has just been more tired, especially after the whole weekend's events and constant contractions and everything. I still have that hungry, nauseous feeling occasionally. Still some loose stools. I'm still losing my mucus plug. Some days there's more than others. Some days it's really nothing there at all, and then another time it'll just be a lot. Wednesday it was pink tinged with blood, so I was like, oh, like that's a good sign, you know, and then yeah, nothing. So that's about it as far as symptoms go. As for my midwife appointment that I had yesterday, 39 weeks, 1 day, vitals and everything were good. Baby sounded good. Heart rate was good. I explained to the midwife what had happened over the weekend, which was, when was it? Thursday night? Yes, Thursday night. Friday morning, early hours. I woke up about 3:30-ish in the morning, and I was having contractions. I was uncomfortable, and they continued on. I got up the next morning, probably from about 4 o'clock. I couldn't really go back to sleep. So I'd been up since then, having contractions. Contractions continued on all day Friday. They weren't painful, but they were uncomfortable. And it wasn't just a normal Braxton Hicks contraction. I mean, it was my belly tightening, but they were, you know, starting in the back and wrapping around to the front. This is the exact same way my labor started with both of my other kids. So I was like, maybe this is the day. They haven't fizzled out yet like they have previously in this pregnancy. So maybe this is it. And so I got up, I got going, and they were still coming, getting even closer together. They got to where they were 8 to 10 minutes apart, 7 to 10 minutes apart, and then late afternoon, early evening, before dinner, and riding in the car, they got to be like 2 to 4 and 5 minutes apart. Like they were getting closer together and more uncomfortable. And then ate dinner, got home, I ran to the bathroom, my dinner ran right through me, which happens when I'm in early labor. And then the contractions started slowing down. And so I was like, well, they did the same thing with Easton the day before I had him. That whole first day I was in early labor. They kind of started fizzling out, and then I got some rest that night. And then the next morning, they started right back up and were like active labor contractions. So like maybe that's just what's going to happen this time too. So I went to sleep that night. Woke up the next morning. I mean, I had some contractions through the night and some in the morning. They were still, you know, irregular, farther apart. I was like, well, you know, maybe it'll start picking up anytime now. So Saturday, you know, it's just kind of like, man, I thought we were going to be heading to the birth center this morning, having a baby today, and nothing happened all day long. Some of the contractions Saturday afternoon, evening were more painful than they were the day before, but they were still maybe every 15 to 30 minutes apart. Sunday rolls around, having some contractions, not many, maybe every 20, 30 minutes. And then Monday, which was yesterday, there's not really anything. So just normal Braxton Hicks contractions. So prodromal labor sucks. This was kind of the same way, not as intense, but 36 weeks I had contractions through the early morning hours all day. They fizzled out. What was it, last Wednesday? I woke up in the night, was having contractions. They went away by the morning. And then Thursday night, Friday morning, it started again, lasted all weekend, and nothing has come about it. So, yeah, it's exhausting physically on my body, and especially this past weekend. It just made me just really tired yesterday, and even today I'm just feeling more tired. And it's like mentally and emotionally draining. Like, you think that it's it. You get your hopes up, you're excited, and then you're just let down. So it's like, God, when is this kid gonna want to come out? At my midwife appointment, she said, well, let's just go ahead and check you again after this weekend's events. Maybe, you know, we can see if it's done anything or not. You know, we can see if you want to. So I said, okay, you know, I am curious. I'm hopeful that it did do something. And so she did the service check, and nothing had changed since last week. So that was a big bummer, totally discouraging. Still 1 to 2 centimeters dilated, and she said closer towards a 1. So darn. She gave me more of a percentage on effacement, which was only 30 to 40% effaced, and baby station was at a -3. So none of that's really hopeful at all. I know that doesn't really mean much. It could change so quick, but I was definitely hoping for like at least a 3 after the whole weekend's contractions and just everything my body had been experiencing. But no change. So I was pretty upset after I heard that, but you know, it's gonna happen when he's ready, and hopefully I won't go too overdue if that gets to be the case. But she said that she wasn't concerned about baby's position, like baby dropping yet, because she said you know, if you've had previous babies, then a lot of the time the baby doesn't start to drop until you're actually in active labor, and then all of a sudden you're dropping and then he's coming out. So she's not concerned about that. But I did ask if maybe his head position, he is head down, and when she did feel his head when she did the cervix check. But I asked if maybe the way his head was tilted or positioned, if that could be possibly the cause of labor wanting to start and then stopping. And she said, yes, it very well could be. If his head's kind of tilted a certain way, then he can't just descend down into the pelvis to kind of get my body in gear. So it just kind of stops. So she told me just basically the things that I'd already been doing to try to help that out for if that is the case. Walking, doing pelvic tilts on your hands and knees, on the birth ball, doing you know, just the hip circles and just all that kind of different stuff, and I'm doing that already. So yeah, and my doula also came over this morning, and she wanted to show me some little techniques to use the rebozo for that my husband can kind of do to, if that is the case, then it'll help to kind of maybe reposition them, kind of lift them up, and then just kind of help them to kind of drop into the optimal position head-wise. So I don't know, we'll do a little bit of that and see what happens. But she didn't seem, you know, concerned or anything at all. I'm just, you know, just over 39 weeks now. She did say that we can go ahead and schedule the biophysical profile ultrasound that that they'll do at 41 weeks if I happen to still be pregnant then, because it's at a different location, and you know, you have to book appointments a little bit in advance to get those. So we went ahead and scheduled that. That's from when I'll be 41 weeks, one day, that Monday. So hopefully we won't need that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for 39 weeks. There's no baby yet and no more change in progress from last week. So we will just go ahead and do the belly shot real quick. So here's belly with shirt down. I did just eat lunch, so it feels a little bit fuller, more so like up here now. So it feels a little bit fuller than what it typically does because I have a full belly. But weight is up 1 from last week, so that makes us a total of 31 for the pregnancy. And belly measured 41 3/4 of an inch. So that is 39 week belly. So that's it, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.